Hey, what's going on? It's Levi with Soulful Growth. And, you know, I'm just having a lot of kind of thoughts, epiphanies going through my head at the moment. And, I wonder a lot at times. Really, I'm just going to go and throw it on out there. Is this nation, country, world, is it too far gone, really? Are we too far off from even saving? You know what I mean? You look around today and you see some things that are going on in the world, and it's like, not only are they not normal, but they're just purely unnatural. Just purely unnatural. You see the filth on social media, and you think about the corruption of people's minds. Like, there was a project back in the 50s, back in the 1950s. This was a government sponsored CIA project called MK Ultra. And I look around at the world right now, and what I actually think about is they had to have succeeded in their project. The whole goal of the project was to basically be able to control people's minds, or to make Manchurian candidates. And when you look out at the world today, I'm all about being positive. I'm all about positivity. I'm all about hanging on to God more than anything, hanging on to hope, really exercising your faith, really getting down to the core issues you have as a human being, your traumas, insecurities, feelings of inadequacy. I think that's important for everyone and all of us to be able to address, right? I believe that's very important, that we all get down to the root of what's going on with inside each of us. However, I do think that there is a malignant force on the earth. I'm not exactly sure what it is. If you want to call it Satan, you want to call it the devil, you want to call it immorality. So many different names could be used for it, but there's a true force right now of evil going on in the world, and it's more than ever before. And it's where, yes, there always used to be evil in the world, and that should just go without saying, right? There's always been evil in the world. And we've got so many historical examples we can look back to actually see that and understand that. But at the end of the day, really, what's going on now is evil is way more out in the open than it's ever been before. It's just blatant at this point. There's no hiding it. There's no denying it. It's just out in the open for everyone to see. And I feel like we've got to a point where there's literally, like, we've crossed the Rubicon in a way, and there's no going back from some of the things that are out there in the world right now. It's like Pandora's box. The box is open and it can never be closed again. So with that being said, I think that it really comes down to an individual effort. Like, your individual effort is what really has to count here. You have to be doing things daily to get your frequency right. And you have to find those things out for you. For me personally, it's journaling, meditating, exercising is a huge one, and prayer. Prayer, that's a huge thing. And I think that's something that we kind of laugh at, or especially in this society where anything good is seen as evil, anything evil is seen as good. We're totally backwards. Totally backwards. And that, there's a lot of sadness to see there, that we're just so backwards as a nation, backwards as a country, backwards as people in general. So it really comes down to an individual effort. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do to improve your life, to become not only better in all areas, financially, morally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. There's work to do everywhere, but I feel like if we don't get together as people who are somewhat normal and really start calling out some of the evils in the world, or at least making mention of it and trying to avoid it and trying to go a different direction, the world is literally over. Like, it's over. Like, I'm not trying to be Mr. Doom and Gloom or Mr. Negativity, but the world that we once knew, it's so far gone, man. Like, it's literally so far gone at this point that I don't even think it's really even worth trying to save. I don't think it's worth considering to save. It's like, really, at this point, it's going to fall a lot on individuals. It's going to fall a lot on individuals who are really trying to live their best life, to live the best way that they possibly can, and to move forward with a vision of a brighter future. Because the society, if we continue to leave morality up to this society, we're going to see things that I truly believe are like of biblical proportion of evil. You know, people praying and sacrificing babies to Moloch and all kinds of crazy shit. I mean, I feel like we're right on the verge of that in this society either way. Like, we're right on the verge of that, you know. And honestly, you know, this whole channel is going to be, it's going to be calling a lot of that stuff out. It's going to be calling a lot of that evil out, and it's going to be a call to action for a lot of people to get together and try to start living a new way. I know for me, I'm interested in alternative ways of living. I'm interested in alternative lifestyles, and I don't mean that in no funny, like, you know, alternative lifestyle, and, you know, none of that weird alternative stuff, but, you know, being more in connection with nature, in harmony with nature, trying to live closer to the earth, trying to live closer to the land, trying to leave less of a carbon footprint, to try to be in harmony with the earth that we were given, because we're so far from harmonious at this point in human history. It's, you know, a lot of times I'm marveled in a way. I'm actually really blessed, I feel, to be a part of this, to be seeing this. But there's also a part of you that feels sick and repulsed and bothered by what's going on around us. I mean, I know that certainly I feel that way, and I'm ready to see at least me and the people that I know and that I love and that I care about, including this community, as small as it may be, I really do have the best wishes for everyone. I really do want to see everyone striving to be at the peak that they possibly can spiritually. And, you know, I look at the world and I want to see the world heal, but, you know, I personally believe at this point we're too far gone, that as a society and as a world, like, there is no saving us. There is no coming back. We're going to just basically have to, as individuals, stand up and clear through the rubble and clear through the wreckage to find and make something beautiful. So I'd love to know everybody's thoughts on that. I'd love to hear your comments. If you want to, if you can, like the video. If you got anything, if you gained anything of value from this, I certainly hope so. I'm really putting my all into it. And when I have a thought during the day, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. You know, just like throwing spaghetti at a wall and kind of seeing what sticks. But I'd really like to get some comments, maybe some questions, some concerns. The longer I go on doing this, I get a little bit of traction. I'm going to put my email out there so people can actually contact me personally, and we can kind of talk, and I can answer questions if anybody has questions, and just, you know, try to be motivating to people and uplifting to people. There's definitely enough negativity in the world. I want to be bringing a positive spiritual message, but I do think it's important to acknowledge what's going on in this world, because it truly is insane, and we as individuals have to do better, man. We've got to find something worth holding on to in this particular time. And with that, I'm going to call it. Appreciate everybody, and God bless.